Hitman is directed by Richard Linklater and stars Glen Powell, who also wrote the screenplay of Richard Linklater. This film is based on a true story and follows a man called Gary Johnson. Gary is an undercover cop who poses as a hitman, but things get complicated when he falls for one of his clients. Hitman was one of my most anticipated films of summer 2024. Richard Linklater directed one of my favourite movies of all time, which is Boyhood. I think that movie is a masterpiece despite it being nearly 3 hours long. I've seen that film more times than I can count. And in addition to that, I'm loving seeing where Glen Powell's career is going. He was great in Top Gun Maverick. He was a huge part of Anyone But You, which is a film I really enjoyed. And Hitman proves that this man is a movie star. In this film, he is so likeable, and he's very much able to ground his character in that. This isn't some extraordinary genius. This is just one normal dude trying to do some good. And there's an earnestness to how Glen Powell plays him. As I said, this film is written by Glen Powell and Richard Linklater, and their screenplay here is great. The dialogue works really well, it flows excellently, it's very quippy and very fast, and it also takes turns that I didn't expect. There's especially one reveal, which I obviously won't give away, in the third act, where I kind of sat back in my seat and went, holy shit. And I also really appreciate the things this film delves into. This film explores the concept of a hitman and what it means to be a hitman, and it leaves you thinking because of that. I found the characters here to be layered, because there's a lot of moral conflict that goes on with Gary, and there's very much a mystery surrounding his love interest character. If I try and pronounce the actress's name, I'm probably going to butcher it, so I will put it here. But you're never quite sure which direction the film is taking her character. And I mean that as a compliment, because that makes her character compelling. Also, Richard Linklater's direction here is fantastic, especially the way he weaves between genres, because there is a lot going on here in terms of switching between genres. There's comedy, there's romance, there's mystery, but the way Linklater weaves between all of them feels natural. Now, I do have a couple of issues with this movie. While I did find the romance to be very entertaining, I do think it slows the film down in the second act, because it can just feel like there is romance happening, but not much else. It doesn't always move the story or the characters forward, but that would be a much bigger issue if the romance wasn't interesting, which it is. I just think it maybe could have been paced a little better. Also, I did find the ending to be quite abrupt. Now, this may be something that I find isn't an issue on rewatch. I just expected the film to keep going, so when I noticed it was coming to a conclusion, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect this. I was just a bit taken aback. Overall, I had a great time watching Hitman. This film just further proves Glen Powell is a movie star, and if you get the opportunity to see it in cinemas, I highly recommend seeing it with a crowd. But it comes out on Netflix on June 7th, so if you can't see it in cinemas, then also definitely watch it on Netflix. I'm going to give Hitman an A-. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are awesome. Blu-ray Billy, logging off.